Obviously, it was a heavier rain than what we'd had before, but in fact, a wall of water came down at one point, enough so that down at the end of the street, a garage door was actually pushed off its tracks, which isn't the normal flow of water, obviously, coming off of the street or something like that. We had the water come down between the two houses here at such a velocity that it scooped out dirt as well as moving some significantly large rocks and things like that. As I'm sure you know, Mascoma here was completely inundated. Firemen were walking around probably about waist deep or so. Our concern is primarily that the water is coming off either from a release or an overflow from the two retention ponds that are up on Mascoma. Up on Manusnock Golf Course.
I lived in this house here for 37 years, and we never had water, okay? Except in 1980 when this gentleman talked about the same thing happened. The dam went in the middle of the night, and it flooded my cell.
So did something break up there? This year was a foot higher than last time.
A sudden release of water from there, not a flow or a trickle, because this retaining wall was taken down over here. You don't do that with a little trickle of water. It has to be a sudden impact.
Right. That's what I'm trying to explain. When that flash flood came, instead of having a 2-inch overflow, it maybe came to 6 or 8 inches. And when the flash flood came, it did overtop, and so we would have had a rush of water. You would have had a rush of water anyways. Probably exasperated by the fact that the ponds were full because they weren't irrigating at the time. We've had 3 weeks of water on it.
But you did have heavy equipment working.
And that's what I was going to explain. So Mike Crowley called me. There was a core wall in that spillway that had tipped a little bit. There was a core wall in that spillway that had tipped a little bit. So he called us to come look at it. And I said, boy, if that core wall goes, these people are really going to have a problem downstream. So what Mike Crowley did is we went and got some boulders and we shored up that wall so that the dam didn't break. So, and I think I said this to Joanne that day, that I honestly believe that had Mike Crowley not shown up, and literally just said he saw the rain and saw what was going on, decided to come check it, and that did break, you would have had a real rush of water coming down here.
But if it could take the water from here, the problem wouldn't have existed. The minute he cleaned out those sewers down there with all the debris.
There's no manhole here, though, is there? No, there's an inlet.
No, there's a little inlet.
So it goes from there.
There used to be something better than that.
That water's going to find itself.
The minute John opened
There's
up
your
the
little
drains,
detention basin right in here.
And that's
there you go.
Who owns that land?
They do. The people in the White House there.
This doesn't fill unless there is an accessory use.
Correct. I know.
This was left here when these houses got built for an overflow for an excessive amount of water. Every detention basin in town that day flowed over.
Does your house
Everyone in town.
fall over? Does your house?
If we could
basement?
show you one of the concerns that we had.
Because I remember going in that one, and that thing had.
Yes.
It was coming down, just like, I mean, I was here, and it was just coming down. There was no stopping it.
I met Vern out here one day because the driveway was caving in.
Right.
And all the research we did, there was no easement. So I believe the seller at that time put the bill for that. It was really.
And now she owns it.
And honestly, he wasn't going to. He came back here out of the goodness of his heart. He wasn't going to be part of it. He said he replaced the whole thing upsize to 18 from 12. It was low.
Will it help at all to take any of the stones out of there?
Whoever lives in the immediate area, if we can't get there in time, you can try to clean it.
That's what we do.
We will be in within a day.
You have a new job.
Can I ask you a question?
Caretaker of the catch basin.
Why
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
why aren't we running a straight pipe to get rid of this opening?
It's not gonna, it's just going to create, the overflow is going to come further upstream and channel the water.
The water coming up there,
It's still going to come here. This is
whether it's open or not.
That is called the golf thing. That was called the golf.
Well, don't forget, Ray, you know where the other half of this water goes? My mother's backyard. And this year, it's the highest I've ever seen.
It's been bad all year. This has been an extreme year. We've seen things flood that I've never seen flood.
Alright, here's what we gotta do.
Well, we've seen this before.
We gotta figure out if,
You can see it.
Brian, we'll talk to the board up there. We gotta figure out if we can build a detention or whatever term you wanna use. Joanne, you can help them with this, but if we can build something, will work. And how big would you have to build it?
Yeah, that's what, you know,
Just slow it down.
you've seen in a planning board meeting that
Right.
you can build them as big as you can, and for the smaller storms, the heavier, or more
Even if it
frequent storms,
helps.
it's gonna work great.
Even if it helps.
Big, large storms. I agree with you. When you get that big, large storm,